Hey guys and gals, it's Hannah the Omaha Introvert, and today in this video I'm going to be discussing a recent road trip down south to Texas where my boyfriend and I attended the recent Austin Record Convention, which is supposed to be one of the biggest record shows in the country. So I'm going to kind of go over some of my finds, and there's one question: was it worth it? Hopefully you are all doing well. Thank you for coming back. So I'm going to be showing both vinyl and CDs from this trip, and I'm going to be sticking with genres you normally see me show on my channel. So there's kind of an emphasis on post-punk more than usual, some power pop, some punk, some jangle pop, basically everything that encompasses rock from the 70s to the 90s. So to answer my question, was it worth it to make the trip? I will show you a sheet that we got right at the door that shows, let's see, they have 230 vendors on here. No. That wasn't even close to the amount of vendors that we saw. We went to the early bird, or we attended the early bird day, which was on Friday, and this is a show that lasts 3 days. So we paid a little extra to get in a day early. And I'm going to be showing you a little bit of footage from that day as well as the second day. I had carved out a day and a half to attend this record show. And the first day, the early bird day, we were only there probably 3 to 4 hours. We had covered the ground we wanted to cover. Not all the vendors were done setting up yet. We were just done. We were good. So the second day, we got there right when they opened. And we, again, only stayed 3 hours. So it wasn't as massive and monumental as probably previous shows, but obviously we're still in a global pandemic, right? So we're still dealing with COVID, and I felt very safe. Like at the top of the sheet, they were doing temperature checks. You had to wear a mask at all times. If you saw someone not wearing a mask, you were to notify somebody. The tables were kind of spaced apart. I also prepared a list of records that I wanted to look for. As you'll notice, like I had crossed off a bunch because I found a bunch on this trip. So I would say I did pretty well. It was definitely worth going. I'm also going to be showing a lot from 1979 and 1980 because I got a lot of amazing recommendations from viewers on my channel here of like albums I missed from those years, albums that you wanted me to check out. So I listened, I should say I made a mental note. I read all of your comments and I sampled a bunch of these before buying, and I was totally on board. So thank you for providing all that feedback and all the suggestions. You'll see what I picked up here in just a second. All right. Primal Scream, and I only had this on CD before. This is, I believe, their first album. and it's called Sonic Flower Groove. This is totally different from their Screamadelica album, which was released in, I think, 1991. So this is definitely more, well, look how they're dressed. I would say that's kind of like 60s inspired, right? And which is what you get on this album. It's very birdsy, very jangle pop, just gorgeous chiming guitars. Some of my favorite songs on here are May the Sun Shine Bright for You, Gentle Tuesday, Sonic Sister Love, and Leaves. Yeah, this is a really amazing jangle pop album from 1987. So check this one out from them if you haven't heard it. Next, we got the Sex Pistols with the great rock and roll Swindle. This is a double album. It's basically the soundtrack to the movie. I'm really in a huge John Lydon phase right now, and you're going to see that I'm going to be showing more John Lydon related stuff. This is just kind of ridiculous. It's not an album to be taken seriously. It's not even that amazing, to be honest, but this is a gatefold. I'll just show it. Kind of some hilarious pictures of Sid Vicious and the band. But yeah, double LP. There's some live tracks and several forgettable ones as well. It's fun to own. I don't run into it that much, and that's why I wanted to pick it up. My Way is really good on there. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Tony, who is a viewer who lives overseas, who let me know that he had an extra brand new copy of their first album, Killing Joke's first album right here. So this was sealed brand new. It's the version with the extra bonus tracks. I'm not sure if those are really going to come through. Anyway, I've kind of been blown away with Killing Joke, and I'm, I guess, a pretty new fan of theirs. So I thank you, Tony, for sending this CD. It was waiting for me when I got back into town, and I've sent him an email thanking him and everything, but that was just very generous. And just by chance, I found this 1986, yeah, it says UK Press album as well on vinyl. So I was pretty stoked to find that. This is probably the album I spent the most money on. I believe I spent $40 on it, but I've never seen an earlier press or an 80s press on vinyl. I've seen a recent reissue, and that reissue goes for more than what I paid for this even. So yeah, this is a pretty intense industrial album. You can see like how much they've influenced other bands, Nirvana, Nine Inch Nails. The drums sound absolutely fantastic on this, and I really love the song Complications, but the whole album is worth hearing. So picked up that first Killing Joke album, thrilled to find it. And then another Killing Joke album I will just mention, I found Brighter Than a Thousand Suns, and this is a really nice copy. Got the gatefold, and it looks like it's on Virgin Records. I'll just show it real quick. Yeah, with the hype sticker on it. Yeah, and I have yet to listen to this, so I'm sorry that I can't provide more of a thorough synopsis on it, but again, I'm trying to be quick. But a lot of you recommended this album to me as far as one of their albums to check out, so thank you. I picked it up. Brian Eno, I found his album Here Come the Warm Jets, and I've wanted this for a while. This is actually a brand new copy that I found from a vendor there, and this is the 2008 Astralworks reissue. I'm not happy with this pressing, actually. It's just a disappointing, noisy reissue, but oh well, you know, I needed it in my collection. Got glam guitars on this, art rock. I'd even say it's proto-punk. Oh, what's the song that I thought sounded like John Lydon was singing on it? Blank Frank. Someone also mentioned in the reviews, I forget which website I was on, but the first track, they were like, wow, is this the first ever shoegaze song? And I can see that, like, that is very pre-shoegaze. So this is a very influential album, very ahead of its time. Here Come the Warm Jets. I saw an original of this at the show for $60. I could not get that, so I went for the cheaper reissue, and yeah, it's not great, but oh well. This vendor was really offering me some great deals, so I got several CDs from him. I found the Public Image Limited plastic box set, and this is the one from 1999. It's not the reissue one from 2009, but it's a 4 CD box set covering their material, you know, from when they started to 1992. And it also has rarities and BBC sessions. Really nice to own. I had never seen this before. He had it listed for 20. I talked him down to 15, and I thought that was a really good deal. Yeah, I really dig this. I've only listened to the first 2 discs so far, but it's good stuff. And I'm going to be showing some more Public Image Limited here in a little bit, so hang on for that. All right, next we've got, and I get giddy kind of talking about some of these because it's like, wow, I've never seen this on vinyl, but I found Jeopardy from The Sound. And a lot of you mentioned this in my 1980 video, and I had only sampled a few tracks of this before, and I've never seen this on vinyl, you guys. I've never seen it on vinyl, never seen it on CD, so I was like, yes, I found it. I feel like I struck gold. Only issue is that it is the unofficial release from 2010. It's a UK unofficial release, which it's okay. I mean, I'm happy to have it in the collection anyway because, like I said, it seems very rare. I never see it. This is post-punk Brilliance. This is absolutely an incredible album. In fact, I don't detect any filler on this. Missiles, I really liked that song, especially on side 1, but you're not going to skip any tracks on this. If you like post-punk, this is a must-have in your collection. So check out The Sound. This is their first album called Jeopardy. So I found that one, and then I lucked out. I went to a store called, let's see, am I moving on? No, I guess I'm not moving on to that record store yet, but I found this at Waterloo Records in Austin, Texas, and I'll be covering them in just a little bit, Waterloo. And I found their EP titled Shock of Daylight. Okay, and this one was released in 1984. And this one, I've seen this one have a different cover. So this is the, I believe this is just the US version. Yeah. But damn, where have I been with this band? Seriously, they have the post-punk synth sound that I love. This particular EP has 6 tracks. I've never been blown away by an EP like I've been blown away with this one. So again, Shock of Daylight. The Sound, go ahead and sample some of the tracks. It's dark. Adrian Borland, I really like his vocals. Excellent singer. And yeah, this just really left an impact on me. So I found that at Waterloo Records. Okay, Japan, I found the album that was missing in my collection. I've been needing this particular studio album in my collection. So now I have Obscure Alternatives. And this is their second album. So I'm not going to spend too much time because I've gushed over Japan probably in my last 4 or 5 videos. So you need to check it out if you like kind of post-punk. Yeah, they have some post-punk songs on here. Art Rock, David Sylvian. All Japan records sound incredible on vinyl. I mean, they knew what they were doing in recording their albums. So super stoked to now have Japan's Obscure Alternatives in the collection. Boomtown Rats. So this is my introduction to the Boomtown Rats, and this is actually their 3rd album, and it's called The Fine Art of Surfacing. Paid $12.99 for this, and this is one I don't see a whole lot anyway. So again, many of you mentioned this in my 1979 best albums videos, so I wanted to for sure find it after I sampled some songs. Yeah, it's just a great rock album. Some of the tracks are even power pop with some new wave influences thrown in there. Bob Geldof, excellent lyrics. When the Night Comes, really like that track. And I'm sure you've heard I Don't Like Mondays. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to check out more from them. Boomtown Rats. All right, let's cover Waterloo Records right now. Here's a picture of their storefront. I actually featured Waterloo Records more in depth in a road trip video from last year, so I'll put the link up above if you want kind of a more in-depth look at the inside of the store. It's worth going to if you're in Austin, Texas. It's a pretty big store. In the front of their store, they have a bunch of boxes of used stuff. And I actually didn't see that area until, sorry, there's a floaty thing. I didn't see that area until my boyfriend pointed it out to me after I was done looking at the other stuff on the shelves. So definitely check out their used section in the boxes and front. Anyway, I picked up the Ray Beats. It's only a movie. Let me know if you guys have heard of this band. Fairly obscure. They're like a surf rock instrumental band, kind of twangy, and I think this is maybe their second album. Anyway, I was kind of excited to find it. Waterloo Records. Have not heard of that label before. Their first album, I've sampled that. That's actually really good as well, but this is their second album, so I was thrilled to find that. It was only $4 and great shape. Next, I found a Pete Shelley album. This is Heaven in the Sea. I did not find Homo Sapien on this trip. I was hoping to, but I found this one instead, and this is his solo album from 1986. It's a little more polished, still a really enjoyable record. There are some really good tracks on here, and I really like Life Without Reason. So Pete Shelley, of course, he was in the Buzzcocks, and I like his solo career so far. Everything I've heard anyway. Okay, let's move a little bit faster here. Any Trouble. So, can you guess what type of band this is? This is a power pop band, and this album was released in 1980. Again, one I would have featured in 1980 if I had it at the time. So this album is just as good as anything from like Nick Lowe, Marshall Crenshaw, Elvis Costello. I guess the singer's been compared to Elvis Costello. This is a pretty underrated, overlooked band. And Clive Gregson, yeah, great lead vocalist. So if you like power pop, I'd say this is a must own. In another video, I'll be showing one of their other albums I actually picked up as well. So Any Trouble, they've been getting a lot of play here at my house. And again, this is $4 from Waterloo. Great price. Okay, so that's it for Waterloo. Let's go back to finds from the show a little bit more. I wasn't originally going to show any releases I picked up from 1977 or 1981 because I want to reserve those for those themed videos. However, I found the Jam's first album, In the City. Finally, this is the only LP I was missing from my collection on vinyl. I have all their other studio albums on vinyl, and now I have this one. And the vendor gave me a great deal. It was listed as 20, but I got it for 15. He was really cool. He was like, I've seen you guys walk around here for a while, and you've been picking up a lot of stuff, so I want to give you a deal. So whatever your name was, whoever you are, thank you. This one's like a near mint condition jacket as well as vinyl. And this is actually a Canadian pressing. Really love the song. I've changed my address. So nice to have that finally in the collection after searching high and low for a couple years. We got more post-punk coming your way with Adam and the Ants, Dirk Wears White Socks. And again, this was one that was mentioned in my 1979 video. And I'm actually fairly new to any and all Adam and the Ant stuff. Like, I would say within the last few months, I kind of slept on his material for some reason. I didn't quite explore that. This is an album that really has me in awe. I didn't expect to fall in love with this album as much as I have, but his first studio album with Adam and the Ants, and let's see what label it's on. This is actually a reissue. I believe it's on Epic, because normally this has a different, or earlier pressings have a different cover. I'll try to put it over here. This is very much energetic and less pop than his later albums. A perfect example of post-punk right here. And the guitars just really keep me coming back. The guitars are really like in the forefront. Very innovative album. My favorite tracks would be Digital Tenderness, 9 Plan Failed, and Xerox. But I mean, the whole thing is stunning. So check out this first album. Wow. And then I picked up Kings of the Wild Frontier, which a lot of you mentioned was in your favorites of 1980. So now I have that. It's also on Epic. Some of the songs on here, you're probably going to be like, what did I just listen to? Very unique artist. So I'm glad to finally have some more of his stuff in my collection. There's also a different lineup on that album. Okay, next I want to talk about a store in Waco, Texas called Spin Connection. And Spin Connection was on the way to Austin. In fact, it's between Dallas and Austin, and we hate driving through Dallas. So we stopped in Waco for a bit because a viewer and friend of mine, his name is Jesse, his YouTube handle I'll put down below. It's like clock 1130, I believe. Anyway, he said if we stopped by Spin Connection, the record store there, that he had a record waiting for me. I was like, oh, that's really cool and generous. So we had a little bit of time and we made the stop. And he had the coolest record set aside for me. I'm also going to show a sticker for the store Spin Connection, and I'll show you a little tour or run through of the store shortly. But yeah, a perfect copy of the Buzzcocks, A Different Kind of Tension, which is one that has been on my want list. So that was so cool, Jesse. I really appreciate this album. Again, just stellar shape on IRS. Thank you so much. Really been a huge fan of Buzzcocks, Pete Shelley Solo, you know, Magazine, Howard Devoto. I've talked about all these groups in my last few videos, so thank you so very much for that. So he had that set aside for me, and what I didn't know is that he was going to cover my tab for whatever records I had picked out. So I actually picked out this record from Biff Bang Pow, and a lot of you may not know or recognize this band. The cover is not in the best shape. In fact, it's split. But what's notable about this band is it's Alan McGee's band, and Alan McGee started Creation Records, which is a very influential shoegaze Britpop label from the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, so this is his band. It's beautiful indie and jangle pop from that period. This is their album from 1988, and it's called Love Is Forever. And yeah, it's folky, jangly, and they're from London, I believe. So thank you so much again. Just really appreciate the generosity, and it was fun stopping by Spin Connection. So take a look.
This is the rest of that section. Same price.
To a band every time the Swiss House is kind of like
We're just going to run through some CDs really quick that I got for an amazing deal from the same vendor I bought Plastic Box from. So on CD format, I have more shoes, and I found Present Tense and Tongue Twister. It's like a 2-in-1. I already had these on vinyl, but it's just nice to have this very convenient 2-in-1. And then I found Boomerang, which I also have on vinyl, but this includes Shoes on Ice, which is 6 live bonus tracks. So, and I haven't been able to play these or put these in a CD player yet, but Shoes on CD, Shoes on vinyl, it's all good, right? So I got that, and then I found this first album from Velvet Crush, which I have a vinyl reissue of, but In the Presence of Greatness, and yeah, $3 for that. In fact, for these 3 CDs, because I went back, this is from a second trip at that vendor, he charged me, oh, I also forgot to show the Slits Cut. I got that CD from him as well, but I only paid $17 for those 4 CDs and then $15 for the plastic box. But anyway, this is cool because this has 3 bonus tracks, and this is Velvet Crush's first album. If you like Matthew Sweet, you know, power pop from the 90s, this band definitely fits that alternative and power pop sound, and this is one of their best albums. So was really happy to find this particular issue of this album. All right, running through the rest. Howard Devoto, he was the leader of Magazine. This is his solo album called Jerky Versions of the Dream, and I have never seen this on vinyl. So when I saw it there, I was like, ooh, I really definitely need to get this. And I actually have not spun this one yet, haven't gotten to it yet, but it's on IRS. So I know it's going to be good. I've heard and read some pretty positive reviews of it, so I'm excited to spin that. Let me know what you guys think of it. What do I want to show next? Let's show Let's show some Public Image Limited, all right? Some more post-punk. So I found their album, Second Edition, and that's the gatefold double album. Really cool because I don't run into this one often either. Actually, I was listening to it this morning. It's on Island Records. So, yeah, here's the wonky gatefold with the lyrics on the back. So you got Albatross, great song, Swan Lake, Careering. Yeah, this is a really cool album to have. Definitely, if you like post-punk, try to start sampling Public Image Limited and John Lydon, from formerly of the Sex Pistols. He's the vocalist. So, and then I found this Japanese press of their album titled Flowers of Romance. Really cool to find that. It doesn't have the OB or anything, but yeah, I'm excited to listen to this one as well. So just adding to the Public Image Limited collection. All right, next I want to feature, kind of switch gears and feature a store we stopped at in Oklahoma City on the way back home, called Guestroom Records. And again, this is my second visit to the store, and I featured them in that video that I shared a little bit ago. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link down below and you can check it out. But if you want a more in-depth look, yeah, click on that link. But so Guestroom is known for a rather large like punk and Indian alternative section. I was really excited to stop back in there because that's kind of like my thing, right? And I found this Birds album. I've seen this on vinyl before. This is called In the Beginning. I wanted to get the CD version of it because I think it has more tracks, actually. But this is very early Birds material. The first sessions from 1964. So, yeah, I was just excited as all get out to find that on CD. And then I found the Stranglers, and this is their album called The Raven. I believe it's their 4th album. So I only have this album so far, along with their second album called No More Heroes. This is way different than No More Heroes. This is more new wavy, but this is a German press of this album on Liberty. And it came with this inner sleeve right here. I'm not going to take it all out, but yeah, I really like the sound of this album. And just clever lyrics. The song Duchess is gorgeous. Really also like Nuclear Device, but awesome band that I'm just kind of exploring more of recently. So that was a nice find. And then finally from Guestroom Records, I'm going to show the Cynics. This is their album 12 Flights Up. The only other album I have of the Cynics is titled Rock and Roll, I believe. So I think this is the album before Rock and Roll. But it's on Get Hip Records, it looks like. I don't know if you can see that label very well, but yeah, this is a very garagey, like garage rock revival group from the 80s. And this particular album came out in 1988, and it rocks. I mean, this is one to turn up and just rock out to. So if you like garage rock influences, you know, a lot of bands were into that whole garage rock revival thing of the 80s, and this is one of the standout groups from that time. So check out the Cynics. Awesome find. All right. I'm kind of running out of time here, so I'm going to run through these rather quickly if that's okay with you. So this vendor, we're going back to the show now, so you know, I'm trying to include some variety so you don't all get bored on me. So these 4 albums I got for $20 total. They were $5 each. Found this power pop classic off Broadway, and it's titled On. I've never seen this on vinyl. I was like, wow, never thought I'd have the opportunity to see this and snatch it up, but power pop, amazing album from 1979. So yes, this had to come with me. And then Graham Parker's Squeezing Out Sparks, which a lot of you mentioned in my 1979 video. So was happy to pick that up for such a great deal. Yeah, and these are all in nice shape, so I was very happy. This one I have not listened to. The Members, Up Rhythm, Downbeat. So, but I have a friend, Shane, he mentioned this band to me actually within the last month. And he said, check out the members. So I was sampling them and I liked what I heard. So this might be like their third album or somewhere in there. It's from 1982. So let me know if you guys like the members. And then I added some Joe Jackson in the collection. So I found Look Sharp for $5 right here. So I'm on the Joe Jackson train, y'all. I found some Joe Jackson. And then I'm the Man. I found this one for $6. It's still in the shrink. Yeah. Pretty awesome, right? I've already listened to this one and just love it. What a great sound. Great artist. All right, getting down to the wire. I found The Lucy Show, their first album titled Undone, which I only had on CD before. So, yeah, this is on A&M Records. It's kind of like an indie pop album from the 80s. 1985 is when it was released. I also love their second album. I have their second album on vinyl as well, but definitely a band to check out for sure. The Lucy Show. And then my boyfriend found this one for me. He knew I was looking for this. He found Devo's Are We Not Men. This one is still in the shrink too. I needed more Devo in my collection. So this was definitely one that was on my list. We have the nice inner sleeve here. Plus it's on Warner Brothers. So very nice copy of that one. Found this earlier press. At least I think it's an early press. I haven't quite looked it up. It might be an original. The cover is really in pretty bad shape. It's like kind of bent and mangled a little bit, but it is still in the shrink. But this is Guided by Voices album Isolation Drills from 2001. Here's the label right here. One of, I would say, maybe their best album. Definitely in their top 2 or top 3. The vinyl is all right. It's not, I wouldn't quite grade it like a VG plus, maybe just a little smidge below a VG plus. But I was very happy to find it. Chasing Heather Crazy, very catchy, very pop, alternative. Robert Pollard, just their discography is so extensive that I can't even keep up. I think they have a recent album out that I haven't even sampled yet. So this is one I remember listening to in college a lot. So when I saw it, I was like, ooh, that's definitely mine. Then I found this first UK press of The Wonderful and Frightening World of the Fall. I was like, wow, that's one of their higher rated albums. Never thought I'd see this on vinyl. So, and the price was very decent. This is on Beggar's Banquet. Again, first UK press of this album. And I've been getting into the fall some more because, first of all, you all mention them quite a bit to me, and I always mean to pick up more from them, but I just never see them. So I was hoping to find at least one of their albums at the show, and I did. So some people really love this lineup. I do too. It's the lineup with, is it Brix or Bree Smith? I apologize for my ignorance on that, but I like when she's in the band. I think she contributes a lot, and there's some really good songs on here. Great post-punk album, of course, but this is their album from, I think it's 1984 or 1985. I can't find that information at the moment, but killer stuff with the fall. Again, I only had their A-Sides album on vinyl before, so what a joy it was when I saw this, and the vendor had a nice price. Okay, and lastly, I want to show this beauty. I haven't even broken the seal on it because it's just really cool to own. I'm a huge Matthew Sweet fan. He's from an hour south of where I live. He's from Lincoln, Nebraska. And he's just a power pop genius. So I found a sealed first pressing of his album, 100% Fun, which is probably my second favorite album from him. Yeah, I found this for less than $30. I'm not sure why it was that price. Hopefully it's not warped or anything. Like I said, I have not broken the seal on it, haven't played it, but it's like an HQ 180 press. I don't know. I don't have much more info on it than that, but I'm sure you've heard the song Sick of Myself. that is on here. We're the Same is also one of my absolute favorite songs from him. So if you like 90s power pop alternative, Richard Lloyd also plays on this album. Yeah, this is killer. So sealed original first press of 100% Fun. Okay, you guys, that's all I'm going to show in this video. I have reserved a few for future videos. Let me know which of these that you approve of or like, or I like hearing from you. If you have any thoughts to share on what I picked up on this trip. Let me know if you like some of the stores that we visited. And hey, if you went to the show, let me know what you thought of it. Again, I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than it was, as we only covered it in about 6 to 7 hours. And I had blocked off a day and a half for it. That's okay, because it gave us a lot of other time to do like sightseeing. We got to see the bats fly out from under the bridge, which a lot of people talk about with Austin, right? So we got to do that and go kayaking. We went on a great bike ride around Lady Bird Lake, which is around the downtown area. Ate at a lot of awesome, tasty restaurants, and it was just a fun trip to get away, especially after being cooped up for a year. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video, of these finds, of these pickups. It was definitely worth going to the show. I really have a lot of great additions to my collection here. So thank you, as always, for watching. I think I'll be putting out a Power Pop update video next. So if you like Power Pop, please come back and join me. A few other videos down the road, we'll be covering both 1977 and 1981 as far as my favorite or best albums from those years. So stick around. Love when you're here. Love when you chime in, and hope you're doing well. Let me know what's up. Take care. Peace. See you next time.